When the bacon is sizzling and the pan is hot, cooking with Stoney Stone, cooking up all that he's got. From the highway to the back road, he's cruising the mile. Driving with Stoney Stone, you'll be there in style. Out on the water where the big fish will bite, old farts fishing from morning till night. Check out all the catfish action with Catfish Wars. Need some great stories, he's got them to share. On his Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast, he's always right there. Oldfartsfishing.com is where you should go for the online store and the whole darn show. Real estate photography needs services for all your real estate photography needs. By Stoney's Photography. Don't hire a phony, hire a Stoney. Lots of availability. Next day turnaround, great quality, all quality, and reasonable rates. Order online at Stoney'sPhotography.net. Join Kevin Brock for giant coconut tricks and tips. Secret corn brine for bigger coconut. Shasta Whiskey Town custom rod giveaways. Free prizes for everyone who attends.
What is up, everybody? It is Monday, and welcome back to Fishing with Stoney Stone. I'm sitting here with not just my sidekick, but my new partner of fishing,
Darren with the new Channel Cat Cruise.
Channel Cat Crew. Had to put it on his shirt in case he forgot. But yes.
do.
So tonight we got a fully packed agenda. We've got Catfish Bash we just finished up, so we're going to do a deep dive into how everything went, how the tournament went, how the standings are, compare some data, and people are already registering for the next bash. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and how many people have already registered. But we have a special guest tonight, and I wanted to jump into that real quick. And if you guys don't know this man, he doesn't need a huge introduction, but we're going to introduce him anyway. Kevin Brock with Fish Kevin Brock is joining us remotely. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Well, all I see is that I am on stage, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. Awesome. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on air. I appreciate it. Good
Yeah,
evening, Darren. How are you, buddy? Good evening, Stoney. Man, just glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah, and you know we used your new product that just came out, that Kick 'em a Pow.
Yes.
I'm a
And
pal, baby. You know what's so
we
funny?
it works.
Go ahead.
It
Go ahead. No, this is your
it
show. I gotta just answer questions.
Yeah,
It's fine.
no, we got the Kick 'em a Pow going, and it worked well, and you know it didn't get us up on the leaderboard as high up as we'd like, but we caught a ton of fish.
Yes, we did. A lot of
Well,
fish.
here's the thing about that. When you're talking about this tournament, game of pounds and things like that, the more you catch, the more chances you do get of getting a bigger one. You guys got bit a ton.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
I was watching videos of doubles and triples. You guys, this is in California, by the way. California, at Clear Lake. You guys can enter these in these man, I'm really thinking about doing it myself, but just watching you guys get out there and catch these big old catfish. I mean, what do you have, like 4 triples or quadruples? I'm watching catfish squirm around and all that. What's cool is we just added a little bit to our sardine scent, a few things that catfish like. Did our homework, did our research, and what other guys in other states like to use. Added it in. I can't tell you exactly what's in it. And it's funny because we're going on air here with you, and I'm finishing up right there the new labels with the new UPCs on those for any stores that want them for the ISE show for the kickoff. That is on January 15th through the 18th. And you're going to be there, Stoney, and you're
Yes, I
going to be
am.
at 3008. So you guys can go check out the new Kick 'em a Pow stuff there. And how about you, Darren? You going to be there?
I'm thinking about going. I'll have
Yeah.
to see what's going on this weekend.
He's looking
Well,
for a
you got
sponsor.
you got to at least go check it out. I mean, weather's gonna be nice, and it should be one of the bigger shows we've seen, since COVID. Last
Right.
year was pretty good, but I think this year with the election all over and, the 49ers are in the playoffs, go Niners, and everything else, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
The
Should
weather's
be.
going,
Really should be.
yeah, it'll be nice. There's boats and all kinds of fishing gear. And you know what's great about the show, the ISE show, and then I'll leave it back to you, Stoney, that the ISE show, the International Sportsman's Expo at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Now, it used to be you would go there and different reps and different companies would have great deals and prices and show specials. Well, times got tough. I mean, let's be honest in the fishing industry. And guys weren't giving enough stuff away and as many good deals. That's okay. That's part of it. We decided with Fish Kevin Brock to join up with Stoney Stone, with join up with Warren Hendrickson, join up with have a bunch of these different guys in the industry, and we're going to bring everyone deals. That's what we're going to do. We got new rods, the K Brock rods. We've got two different models that no one's seen before. Those will be available at the show. So we've got trout and kokanee rods. We're going to be doing seminars on Saturday, on the 17th. We'll do a seminar in the Sportsman's Theater, SEP's California Sportsman's Theater at noon. So noon on Saturday, if you guys did shoot ducks, you already shot ducks in the morning. There's no reason not to be out there and come check out my seminar. You can, grab a ticket, win a free rod, see all the stuff we're using. And for the first time ever, we will see Warren Hendrickson's special brine corn. You can buy the jar there and take it, put it in the refrigerator, and wait till you go fishing and hook it on it and go. No, you don't need to add anything to it. He's like this crazy scientist guy. You know, the cool thing about Warren is what I like so much about Warren. Not only is he humble, but he doesn't lie. It's just
Yeah.
he's like, this is what I use. He won't give out the secrets, but he ain't gonna lie about it, and he's not gonna skimp. So it's literally we're gonna like try to break even on these jars, but people are gonna get good bait. And that's the key. Back to the catfish thing, circling back all the way through. Good bait, good smell, the stuff they like. When you sit down at a restaurant, what do you normally order? Jared, do you order a big old steak?
Usually, yeah.
I'm a steak guy. So I'm
Yep.
gonna order a big ribeye. I need some marbling on there. I want it medium rare. I mean, I
Yep.
want it, and I want a big steak. Right? I'm
Now you're
going
making
for
me
it.
hungry.
Yeah. So you cut into that thing, right? And all steaks look good. They got, and you get the fork close to you, and if it's got like this off smell to it, you're gonna be like, man,
Yeah.
it looks right, but wait, and then you smell it again, and you might even, because you're hungry, you might even like get a little. But if it's off, and I don't know if you ever had an off steak before, but I've
Oh
had a
yeah.
few that were off. You're just like,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden it tastes like sawdusty, and it's bad, and you're like, this is bad, right?
Yep.
That's exactly what the fish do. It looks good, it looks right, but when they go up to eat it, and they use so much of their sense of smell, they
Yeah.
use so much of their in nature in the water when they're looking for things. They're smelling for crawdads, for shad, for whatever they like. Um, whatever may be working or in that area. Depending on what it is. If it looks good, that's key. But if it smells good and looks good, and then when they bite onto it, if it tastes good, it's money. And that's what gets you doubles and triples. And that gets you that extra bite. And what does it do? It helps those fish hang on just a little longer and take it down a little bit more. Awesome. Then what do? Your hookup to land ratio goes up. It all comes back to the bait.
Yeah.
You can
For
get
sure.
bites, you can get strikes, but if they're not grabbing and hanging on to it good, you're going to lose more fish than you land. So
Yep.
back when I started steelhead fishing 30 some 40 years ago, we would be fishing different spots, and guys would be like, "Oh yeah, I hooked 4 and lost all 4 of them." I'm like, "Oh man, I mean steelhead are tough to catch anyway." But I'm like, "Man, I don't want to be losing them. What's going on?" And so I'd look at their gear, and I'd be like, I'm like, is their hook sharp? All right, okay. Maybe their hook's a little dull. They should have probably sharpened their hook. You got to put all those things in there. And they're like, yeah, I'm using bait. And I smelled their bait, and it was like rancid. So the fish still kind of wanted to bite it because it looked good. The eggs, the visual was good, but they didn't hang on to it real good to give you that extra time, boom, to get that hook in them good. And they were rim hooking. We call it rim hooking, where you just barely hook them on the rim, cartwheel out of the water, they jump, and you lose them. So it all comes back down to the bait. Best bait wins. Now, you say that you didn't get a podium finish. Okay. Here's the thing. A couple of years ago, Stoney, maybe 5 years ago, whatever it was before you even went there, you didn't even catch a catfish out there. You got this thing totally, just to catch as many fish as you did. They should have an award for the most fish caught.
There's people that caught more than us, too.
Yeah.
A top rod award or something. But you guys were stroking them, is what I'm saying, and that's pretty cool. So don't just because it was 15th out of 40 guys or 60 guys, whatever. That's still pretty good. And I was also looking at that. They had everything that was like, 10th place was like 60 pounds. And I don't know exactly what it is. I'm just ad-libbing. Yep. 9th place was 60 pounds, 3 ounces. 8th place was 60 pounds, 6 ounces. I mean, it was so tight. There was like 10 different spots that were so tight. A couple pound big fish would have put you right into 5th or 6th place, or, 2nd or 3rd, that one big bite. So anyway, enough about all that. I was stoked. I was so stoked to see the videos, and everyone is at oldpartsfishing.com, because we're on Stoney Stone with Stoney Stone right now. But the videos you put out there, I mean, people are watching like crazy. And I mean, that's pretty cool. That Clear Lake, there's something to that, man. How many boats? I mean, there was probably a couple hundred fish caught in one day? Or was there more?
Yeah. No, there was so you figure if every team turned in 3 fish, right? And you had 25 teams, so that's, at least 75 fish.
Well, that's 75 fish right there.
Right. So we had 1,406 pounds of fish caught, which is a tournament record. Yeah. We've never caught that much weight. We broke a bunch of records this tournament with the total biggest bag ever caught in one of our tournaments. 71.1 pounds for a 3 fish bag was huge. And they also turned in a 30 pound fish as part of their big fish. So they won the tournament as well as big fish.
Sure they did. So, you bet they did. Yeah, you get 2 20-pounders and a 30. There you go. That one big bite. So that was cool. Well, I know you got a pack show. I don't want to keep yapping because I love fishing and I will keep yapping.
But we are getting together. We are getting together for ISE. That's one reason why we wanted to get Kevin on. One was the Kick 'em a Pal, the great deals. He's going to hook you up with some amazing deals out there. And I think if you mentioned that you saw this on the podcast, I'm sure he'll even kick in something else. So you just got to say, hey, we saw you on the podcast and see what kind of cool stuff he's going to have for you.
You mentioned there that you saw us on the podcast, and we'll throw another rod in there where you can. It won't be free. I can't give it to you, but it'll be like it's almost free. You won't have to tell your wife or nothing like that. You'll be like, no, Kevin gave it to me. I mean, it was just like
I won it in a raffle.
Yeah, I won it in the raffle just because I mentioned Old Farts Fishing, just because I mentioned this podcast. Again, ISE show, you guys, is coming up here from the 15th through the 18th at the Cal Expo in there in Sacramento. ISE, International Sportsman's Expo. I'll be there. Stoney will be there. Darren's going to show up. I know he's coming. Warren's going to be there. There's tons of people are going to be there. Seminars are going to be going on. Noon, I've got one. on kokanee fishing, how to catch bigger kokanee. We're gonna talk a few tricks on how to get those bigger ones, those 17, 18, 19 inchers to grab some stuff. Show up to the seminar, and you'll have a chance to win a free fishing rod and lots of other stuff. No other deals will be this good as the 2026 ISE Sportsman Show. Booth number 3008. Come by, see us. Mention Old Farts Fishing, and that's what we'll do. If you mention Old Farts Fishing, not only will we give you a good deal, but we'll put your name in a hat, and then at the end we'll draw. And the following Monday, we'll announce the winner for a free rod. So that's
There
why
you
we're
go.
going to
Very nice.
that's how we're going to do that. So you come by, you mention Old Farts Fishing. We're going to put your name on a ticket, put it in the hat. We'll draw it next Monday. Stoney will draw it next Monday on his podcast, and we'll give you some other stuff and some deals on things. Again, if you're looking for rods and you want to see some cool stuff, come on by and check them out. We'll have reels on them so you can feel them. You can cast them. You can pull on them. We can tug on them. You can get what you want dialed in. So
Very nice.
that's it. That's it. I'm
And
just going to leave
we
it.
have one more thing though. One more
One
thing
more
is Wednesday night. What are we doing
Oh,
Wednesday
that's
night,
right.
Kevin?
Wednesday night. I don't want to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead. No,
I always
no,
forget. You're the man with the mic. You're supposed to be the guest. I'm supposed
what
to
are
be
we?
quiet. It's
What are we
hard for
doing?
me not to just to go for it.
I
The
know.
California Striped Bass Association. If you're not a member, check them out. California CSBA. That will be in Rio Vista. That'll be a big turnout, and we're going to do a striper seminar,
Seminar.
striper seminar on that evening. That'll be going from, I want to say, 7 to 9. It's a members only, so if you're not a member, jump in there, check that out, and check out everything they do. If you love stripers, check out what they do for the Striped Bass Association.
And if
'Cause we
somebody's online,
fish
put Anthony or somebody, if you can find their Facebook page, throw it up in the comment section, a link to their Facebook page. I'm sure you can find a membership thing where you can probably join right now and see you
Yeah.
on Wednesday night.
Yep, we can do
Yeah.
something like that and pull it off. And we'll be giving away a rod, a bunch of lures, some swim baits. It'll be a great time. We're going to set up the show Wednesday, and then we're going to drive straight out there. So awesome, awesome, awesome.
Well, very
So-
good. Kevin, appreciate you getting on to promote the ISC show, promote you. Kick 'em a Pow did great, and we'll see you here in a couple days.
Yep.
Man, some cool stuff. Thanks, you guys, for having me on the air. I appreciate you all.
All right,
Stoney
buddy.
Stone, man.
Right.
Yeah, I loved your ad. It was like, what did it say? Don't hire a phony, hire Stoney. Stoney Stone. I love it, buddy. Good job, huh?
All right,
You
buddy.
do actually do really professional work, so that's pretty cool. Thumbs up to you on that. See you,
All right,
Darren.
buddy.
Thanks, guys, for
All
having me
right.
on
Have
air.
a good one.
Yeah, take
Well, there's Kevin Brock. He's we partnered with Kevin. We're doing a lot of things, including his podcast. So you can join Real Talk with Kevin Brock at 7:00 on Thursday nights. Where we'll get into all kinds of things. So let's just dive into the bash. Man, I'm still hurting from the bash. It was a struggle for me physically to withstand it, but we pulled it off. We fished together as a new team this year as the Channel Cat crew. And I got to just say that this is probably, been doing this for a long time. And a lot of you guys that participate have been doing it, quite a few. There's been a lot of new teams. We're going to dive into the numbers. But I got to say this is probably one of the best tournaments from atmosphere, the energy. People were excited. And it just came out, just flawless.
Yeah. It was a good tournament.
Is
Very
there
good.
always little things we can do better on? Yes. But I would say we're 98% where we need to be. A couple of small little things is releasing the fish is still, something we got to, spend a lot of attention. We're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
But, people really got to pay attention to how they handle those fish and make sure that they swim away and not just dump them in the water.
Yeah.
We did have a few floaters that had to be dealt with, and that's never a good look. But it's far better than what it's been in the past. So So we're working on that. This is one thing. But other than that, even the weigh-ins went a little bit smoother. We got a little bit tighter the very first time. I know we got to turn these on. The very first time we did it, it was kind of chaos. A lot of people standing around didn't really know what we were doing. But as we said, as we do this every time, it's going to get better and better and better.
Yeah.
And it went pretty smooth.
I think the weigh-ins went a lot smoother this time too.
Yeah, that little ticket machine we have now is
Yeah,
a great
pretty
addition to.
Pretty awesome.
And you get the little ticket.
Yeah.
And so with that said, let's just dump into this. I like I kind of said before, some records were broken.
Yes.
We ended up with 1,406 pounds total weight, 0.74, almost 1,407.
Yeah.
In total weight with 25 teams. Now, to kind of put that in retrospect, if I go back to, say, the same time period last year, which would be February, the February Bash, we had 29 teams,
Right.
but we only had 1,265 pounds. So almost 200 pounds more with 4 less teams. So I don't know what happened in a year, but those fish got bigger. Definitely a lot bigger. The record that was also broken was 71 pounds and 30.03 pounds big fish. Before that, I think Sippy Cup had the record last year with the biggest fish being 69.67 pounds was the biggest fish last year.
Nice.
Total weight, not one fish, right?
Right,
But
right.
The 3-bag limit. So yeah, I mean, it's just the fish are getting bigger this time of
Yeah.
year. They're definitely a lot of fat fish.
Yeah, I mean that big fish for this tournament, that was a big fish.
And there was some big fish being caught. I thought we were. I think our big fish was 23 pounds.
Yeah.
And we caught I don't know how many 18s,
A lot of 18s and 17s.
We caught one or two that were like way small, but most of our fish were pretty big.
Yeah, upper teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just go through. I'm going to go through some names. So Aaron's team, the Trophy Trawler. Now that's a new team.
Yep, they did great.
Not new people, but new team. So I was thinking it was Aaron and Brian.
Yeah.
Were fishing together, and they were right by us most of the day.
Yep.
So we rolled up in a spot. They were there. We were there. We fished almost side by side most of the time.
Yeah.
And tried to keep our distance, you know, and this is the thing, right? We have guidelines. I don't know, was it 50 yards, 50 feet? I know there's a 50 in
yards.
there. That was 50 inches at times, but 50 yards, but you're going to judge it. You're going to try to do your best. And like I said, we fish, pretty much real close to each other, different directions. Sometimes we were side by side, sometimes we were on different lines.
Yeah.
The cool part though was that we worked together in a sense of we didn't get all upset. Oh, you're getting too close. You're crossing my line. We communicated. We would ask them, where are you at? We talked, right?
Yeah.
There was a point where who was it that came up in that area? It was so you had
Wasn't it the other Aaron?
it was the other Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm looking for his name. God darn it. Where is it? It's right here in front of me. Rusty Hook.
Yeah.
Right? They showed up on the same waters.
Yeah.
Same thing. A little bit of communication. There was one point, and I had to laugh because they were going one way. We
I
were
hooked
going
the
the other
biggest
way.
fish ever.
Darren's like
Ever.
jumping up and down. He hooked into this. I mean, the rod bent down, and he's like hooting. I'm looking up, and I see Anthony Monez on the other boat. Look, oh, I got fish, and he's jumping up, and I'm thinking to myself, these fools are fighting each other. And sure enough, someone we got, made the turn, or we got a little too close. Our lines got crossed. But the cool part was there was no cussing each other out. Nobody got angry. We pulled in their line. We unhooked everything and let it go. And they rolled in their gear. We rolled in our gear. And then right as we were doing that, the next rod goes off again. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, don't tell me we got another line. And nope, that one was a fish this time. That was it.
Yeah.
But
good.
we worked well.
It was nice. It was nice. It was pleasant.
There was another point where we were coming around this cove. We were coming out of the cove, and there's Richard coming towards us.
Pandemic. Yep.
A pandemic, and simple phone call. Dude, you going to the inside? You going outside? What are you going to do, right? Just communicate with each other. And we stayed away from each other. We worked. So this is kind of a thing that I really like, the energy on the water, just working together. A little bit of coordination. Nobody got their feelings hurt as far as you're in my spot, you're on my line, it was just great. I don't even know how to put it
Yeah.
another way. But Aaron, so here's a cool thing with Aaron. So Aaron's team used to be, I guess, Jake's team, or they used to be with Jake.
Yeah.
So Jake's now not fishing. He's just doing the tournament thing, doing a great job at it.
Yes, he is.
And so Aaron, they got their team together and new team, first place.
Yeah.
Now, we fished next to those guys pretty much the whole day, and they ended up with 71 pounds, and we ended up way down at the bottom at like 15th place with 57 pounds.
Oh, wait a minute. You said way down at the bottom. We weren't at
What?
the bottom. Come on now.
15th. We're in the middle of the pack.
15th. Yeah, come on now.
But 57 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So, but we were in the same water, so the big fish were there.
Yeah.
They just, did a better job, had the right bait, the right presentation, whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? But that's fishing.
Yeah.
So we go down the next team, Whisker Warriors 2, another new team. Whisker Warriors got 2 boats out there. This is Whisker Warriors 2. I think if I look back, they only entered, Whisker Warriors 2 entered their first tournament in December, and they went into the Open. So they didn't even make the championship, but they bridged the first time as the Open and ended up taking, I believe, 3rd place out of I don't think it was, 5 teams or something that was in there. And then they come rolling out first of the year, boom, 2nd place, 69.71 pounds. And I'm looking at the biggest fish before was Rick and Judith at 69.67. And these guys are at 69.71. So they caught, even blew that record out.
Yeah.
And Aaron comes in with an even bigger fish. And then Dragon Masters, Joe Molds. Joe, comes in with a bag of 69.51. So right at the top, almost at 70 pounds in the first 3 spots that paid money.
Yeah.
Joe entered 1 or 2 tournaments last year, came back in this year, and boom, they're already at the top. And here's the upset. The upset of the tournament. This one, I feel very, very proud of this team.
Yeah.
Mr. Hot Dog himself, Bar S, Ben Harper, taking a 4th place finish. You want to talk upsets? That was an upset to me going, holy Toledo, this
And the
guy
good-
that can't even keep a pole in the
I was
boat.
going to say the good part about it is he came back to the weigh-in with all the poles on his boat that he left with.
So he goes from losing poles to come with a 4th place finish. So that was I was excited to see that. This
Yeah.
guy's been battling all year. Not to pick on Ben, but let's pick on Ben a little bit. I'm gonna go find his name on this other list from last year. So Bar S. I gotta.
wants everyone to know he has juicy wieners always.
He's got juicy
Yeah.
wieners.
Yeah, he's always using the juicy wieners.
Okay, so Bar S. If I look at last year when they first came out, their very first tournament, they did a 20th place finish out of like 29 teams. What was it? Yeah, 29 teams. They came towards the bottom at 20th. Then they do April at Mendocino. They didn't catch any fish. June, they came in 5th place. Then August, no fish. October, we go back to, was it Mendo in October, right? They didn't enter.
Yep.
And then they end up in 12th place in the championship because they got a wild card spot, right?
Yep.
So they got into the wild card and they ended up in 12th. So now they come in first of the year, 4th place. So yeah, give those guys a round of applause. I'm really really excited. It's proven that you can fish for catfish off of pontoons. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, but
Yep. 7th place, Kevin Williamson. I did it right, Williamson. I always mess up his name, so I wasn't going to do it. 5th place at 67 pounds, 67.39. And then Aaron McMullen, Rusty Hook at 64.93. Again, we were fishing real close to those guys for, majority of the
yeah.
day. And they
Yeah.
end up with some heavy weight, so we know that area was a decent area. Hogfathers, Jeremy Chan, 7th place at 63.23 pounds. And then Josh LeBoy, Tule Creek, Hunting Outfitters, 8th place at 62 pounds. And the thing is, I'm going through these numbers, right? I'm going to stop at the top 10 real quick here. You got Sippy Cup coming in 9th place at 61.66 pound, and that's a slip, and nothing against. If I look at Sippy Cup, they're usually on the leaderboard, but if you look at last year, they were up, down, you were kind of all over the place. They didn't do too well to where they normally finish, right? And this isn't a slam on any team. This is looking at teams that do this on a regular. You start to get an idea of where they're going to finish, how well, so they're favored to win, right? If the people were gambling,
yeah.
it's like they're definitely favored.
Yeah.
And to come in kind of down late, they struggled a little bit, and, that happens, right? Kai Powell, I'm glad to see these guys back. Ron Ladd, pulling the team in. He's always a great contender. Was kind of shocked to see him so far down at 60.83 pounds. But he is somebody not to be, I would say be worried about.
Yeah.
This is not a normal finish down at 10th spot. He should be farther up. David Mayo had a tough go. So David Mayo with Whisker Getters, him and Warren fished last year, the very first tournament of the year, took first place and then struggled, to kind of stay up at the top. But they stayed in it. They had 59.4 pounds, but David had to have a substitution. Warren ended up not fishing. I believe he went off to Alaska.
Yeah.
Didn't hear the details of what happened, but I'm assuming he went fishing, but I don't know. But the guy's all over the place. But David, had got a replacement, stayed with it, and did that hurt him? Maybe. David, they're pretty dependable as well.
Yeah. Still had a smile on his face when he came to weigh in.
He did. He did. That's all it's about. Have a smile, and he's always smiling.
Yeah.
He's always waving at everybody. David's a great guy.
Yep.
Darren Atkins, another new team that came in last year. They didn't fish some of the tournaments, but I'm glad to see them back. And they came in at Bloody Knuckles, came in 12th at 58.74 pounds. And this one was kind of another one that was a surprise to be so far down. Was the Bass Lane Bangers, came in at 13th at 58.67 pounds. Fish looked big.
Yeah.
And I look at these, if you look at the details that we posted on the standings, there's less ounces in between a lot of these weights. I mean, that 58-pound range, there's a lot of boats in that 58, 57 range.
Mm-hmm.
Whisker Warriors, Jason Valley, 14th place, 58.08. There's another team that usually did pretty good, slipped down quite a bit. And then there's the Channel Cat crew, our team here with the leader of that team now, Anthony Sparks. We came in at 15th at 57.87, not our best showing. But, I can sit here and make excuses for us all day. You were fishing with 2.5 men,
Yeah.
maybe 2 men.
Yeah. We'll get better.
No, it'll get better when I go out. You guys will do wonderful.
Yeah, but maybe.
No, but the thing is, we had a great time, and I got to say, we put numbers. We caught a lot of fish.
Yes, we did.
And we caught quick.
Yeah.
And our very first thing was we started with triples right away.
Yeah.
Triples, quadruples, doubles. I mean, it was just nonstop. And then we went through a lull where it was just short. What happened? It's the bite totally turned off.
Yeah, for a little bit. It did.
And the thing that gets into your head, right, is I've always been taught, do you leave fish to find fish?
Yeah.
And we were on the fish. They just weren't getting
The
as
big
big as we
fish.
want. But
Yeah.
we see Aaron catching fish. We see Rusty Hook catching fish. Richard came through. Daniel came through, right? All these guys are coming through. We stayed there pretty much all day.
Yeah.
It was late in the day. We decided to make a move. It didn't pay off,
Yeah.
and it's just a risk you take, right? It's we had to kind of figure we got fish in the boat.
Yeah.
We knew we had big fish. We knew we had to get bigger fish. They just wasn't happening there.
Right.
So we took a gamble, say, well, let's go try some other spots. And it didn't pan out. But that's tournament
Sometimes
fishing.
that's what you have to do, though.
Right. You got to know when to cut bait and make
Yeah.
a move.
Yep.
And I think you all tournament fishermen know that, you get in your own head. Sometimes the person to beat is not your fellow
Competitors.
It's yourself, right?
Yeah.
Is don't beat yourself.
Yep.
All right, Slime Rocket. So this one here. I'm really impressed with Dan. Dan with Slime Rocket. He is a solo act. He goes out there, 2 rods, 1 person, and he came in at 16th spot. Not a huge finish, but he's out there
Impressive for
by
one person.
himself. The only other person that I knew that would do this on a regular was Shannon J. Used to be a guy that would be out there, and he would fish by himself all the time and end up taking first.
Yeah.
He was a really good fisherman. It'd be good to see him back in these tournaments.
Yeah.
Happy Hookers kind of came down 17th. Don't know any details of kind of what happened with them, but they're kind of up and down. They've done some really good finishes, and looks like just on the numbers they struggled a little bit. John Hayes Catfish Posse is one team that fished one tournament last year and then didn't fish any of them the rest of the year and decided, I'm going to come and play again. So a lot of new teams, a lot of new people coming out that sat out most of the year.
Right.
And coming back in and say, hey, we're going to go give this a try again. Pandemic Fisher, Richard Mutri, one of the big sponsors. Thank you, Richard. You definitely make all this stuff happen with his company, Permits and Development. And he's got a 19th place finish with 52.92 pounds. Ray Sykes, 20th spot with 52.47 pounds. Hook 'em Big. So Hook 'em Big had a different teammate this time.
Yeah.
So he was fishing with it was Daniel and Michael Begay. Came at 21st spot. Looked like they struggled quite a bit with 51.69 pounds. But they did have a legend.
Yes, they did. They
They
had the legend
had
on the boat.
they had Herb Cornwell with them, holds the current lake record.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're pulling in Herb. These guys are gonna be freaking
Run away with it.
gonna run away with it. And I'm like, what happened there?
Yeah.
So even though you can hold the lake record and you can, be the legend on the water,
Yeah.
sometimes it's called fishing, not catching.
But in the same aspect, we've got to say that Herb did have a heart attack.
He did.
Just days before the tournament.
Yes.
Went under bypass surgery. I'm not sure what it was.
Couple stents put in.
Couple stents put in, and he's still out there fishing.
He's still out there. So
Yeah.
I've got him
got to hand it
coming
to
up.
him.
Yep. I have him coming on and to be a guest. We're gonna talk a lot about his little big fish.
Yeah,
We'll talk about his
yeah.
late record and get him on. But yes, definitely gonna get him on. CMC Fishing came in 22nd place at 49.36 pound. This one is another upset or shocker. Alley Cats, Donald Kellogg, 23rd place, 47.81. Ouch. That one hurt, I'm sure. That one is probably a long ride home. Where this guy is finishing, if I go through Alley Cats, 4th place finish, 3rd place finish, 3rd place. August, they struggled with 11th. They take a 1st place in October and, finish really high in the standings. I think they took 13th in the championship and they fell way down the list. Same with Snag and Whiskers, Brian. I'm just going to say Brian. You guys are going to give me crap. Padilla. No L's in it. See, this Mexican can't speak Spanish. 37.5 pounds.
It's not Padilla.
It's not Padilla. That's what I was saying for Padilla. Gonna make me a quesadilla. And sort of some tortillas.
Yep.
The whitest Mexican you know. I'll tell you that. And then you got Fish to Fish. Eric Palmer turned in 0 fish. So I don't know what happened there, but he decided not to win any fish. But yes, lots of cool things going on. Man, lots of it was a great tournament.
Yeah.
Got lots of great feedback from several of the teams, in person, online, reaching out, just saying, man, this is one of the best tournaments we've been into. And it was
Had a great atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
Really good atmosphere. Even my wife commented to me when I got home that she'd watched some of the videos and stuff, and she says, man, it seemed like it was just a really good time. Everybody was laughing and clapping and cheering each other on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great.
Now, here's some cool information. The registration is open for March Madness, March 7th. Registration's open. It was kind of funny is I gotta tell you, I was gonna launch the registration, which we always do right away, right after, and I tried to launch it right at the beginning of the podcast and just get it out there. Well, when I went to go on Facebook and create everything up, right, and it says, "Do you want to create an event?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll create an event," right? Because I didn't make one last time, so I'll only do one this time. Well, apparently, when you create an event, it posts right away. It doesn't post schedules because I did schedule it because I wanted it to schedule at 7. So I posted it, didn't realize it's scheduled or went out right away. I was waiting at 7 o'clock. Well, all of a sudden I start seeing money showing up in my emails. I'm like, oh, people are sending me money. And I'm like looking to go, oh shit, registration's open already. People are registering. We've got 8 teams registered already.
Good deal.
It's rocking. So if you haven't registered, get in there, register your team, get the money going. But
You want that early blast off number.
that, and that could be a game changer. You want to get to that spot before somebody else does, and somebody gets in your spot, and it's like, well, I got to go to another spot. So a lot of people like that. I think we got our registration in. I think we're 4th or 5th on the list now. But you always wait to get it out there. But as soon as I started people registering, I'm like, oh, we need to get in there. So yeah, the teams that I seen a lot of money coming in. If I didn't get your money, I will be reaching out to you. But I do have some messages. I do have comments coming in, so we will address that. But yes, it's working smoothly. Thank you guys. We're looking forward to another great tournament.
Yeah.
I did see some comments in here. Something I'm not going to dive into, but there is some talk that maybe we should add a kayak division. So there's been a lot of talk about that,
Interesting.
something we haven't done before, and we'd have to kind of powwow about that, figure out the rules around how that would work with not having a live well and things like that. And so I'm excited to potentially have that. If you have an opinion on that, send me a message, send Jake a message, say, man, I'd love to see that happen. Or if you don't think it's a good idea, tell us why. But I think it's awesome. We can grow this thing in so many different directions. The cool thing is that because this is our tournament, meaning Jake's, mine, all of us, right? We can kind of make it what we want. There's no rule book we have to follow. We have to do it a certain way.
Right.
We want to make this fun. We want to make this to where everybody's having a good time. So, whatever it takes, let's see what we can do to add a different element to it. And if a kayak section is good, I mean, I don't know. Let's see,
know.
see if there's enough interest. I want to float it out there, kick it around, talk about it, and see if we can get some interest. And
That'd be a long paddle though if they have to like launch at Redbud or something.
right. So there's a lot of logistics to figure out. Right? Is how do they get? It's like they launch a Redbud, they got to paddle all the way to Richmond Park, and then
And they don't want to go any further than Richmond Park.
Right. So
They're
again,
just
a lot
fishing there
of
for the-
details to kind of figure out. It's a thought. I think it's a great thought. There could be kids divisions. There could be.
Yeah.
I mean, we could make this. The thing is we just got to grow it. We
Yeah.
just got to grow it bigger. If I look at kind of the numbers, as we hover around 25 teams, it fluctuates this up and down. So I'm hoping this is a year this is gonna grow. The one thing we didn't have last year was a lot of competition for tournaments.
Right.
The Bash was the only thing that was a series. There was no other 2-day tournaments. The only thing out there was the Derby.
Yeah.
There might have been one or two other small club things going on that we didn't hear a lot about, but for the most part, the Bash was the only thing. This year, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You got a lot of other guys coming out, creating their own tournaments, doing their own thing, and so people are going to have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to handle their tournaments a little differently, or they're going to try to make them all work a little bit together. We'll see how it all pans out. So I'm looking forward to what this year is going to bring with catfishing.
Should be fun.
Should be a lot of fun. So I want to get into the tech corner. I'm kind of watching the clock. I got my producer guy that does all the behind the scenes got a little clock here now that we can see the clock sitting there.
Yeah.
So I can watch. So I got now to figure out what time it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get into tech talk. But I do want to talk a little bit about the podcast itself. I'm gonna spend a ton of time on it, but we are starting to grow. We are starting to get bigger, and we are starting to sell ad space.
Okay.
So you've seen a few changes in what the look and feel, but basically, all the advertising space on the podcast is going to be paid now. You are paying one way or the other. Somehow there is a payment. So anybody you see on the podcast is because they are a paid sponsor. Products are great. It's nice to have some products here and there, but Eric isn't cheap. And to make all this happen, we got to get some money from somewhere. So we do have a plan to.
I heard Eric was cheap, just not inexpensive.
That's just true. But we do have a price tier with different options for as little. It's like I wrote this down because we just did this today. For as little as $10 an episode, you can get your name onto the podcast, your logo, your promotion, whatever you want. Starts at $10 an episode and goes up from there. We have pricing points that fit most people's budgets, from all the stars, the moon, the everything lined up. Or if you just want something every once in a while, you got one little event you want to promote on one episode, we can do that. Or you can be a regular sponsor and you're on there all the time.
Right.
And I do have a lot of those regular sponsors.
Yeah.
So to go through those, Johnson's Bait and Tackle is one that we've been doing business with them for a long time, and they're a paid sponsor, and Champions, Clean Solutions doesn't even have to be a fishing sponsor. We get cash sponsors that come in. Champions is great in what they do, and there's like, hey, we want some visibility, and Hook 'em Big is another great sponsor that is always giving product. In fact, I have a Hook 'em Big rod.
Yeah.
In my possession that we are going to raffle off. And I think what we're going to do, and we didn't get it done today, which Darren thought of this, great idea, is I'm going to basically take the 25 teams that fish the very first tournament of the year. And so next Monday, we're going to put those 25 teams on a wheel. We're going to spin it, and whoever wins is going to get a Hook 'em Big rod from Daniel Fountain. So thank you, Daniel, for donating that to the podcast so we can raffle that off and give that off to somebody.
Great rods.
And this is what sponsors do. They give us stuff, and we get it out there, and we promote their products. And you know, there'll be some more Kevin Brock stuff coming out. You know, I'm partnered with Kevin. We do a lot of stuff with his podcast as well as mine. But a lot going on. You know, what I guess, I don't know what the word is these days when there's, you know, two different musicians that go put an album together and where they feature him onto their album. This is kind of the same thing with Kevin. You know, he has his own thing. I'm helping him. We feature each other. You know, it's all works together. You know, Mayhew Makers. You know, that's your company. You know, you're a paid sponsor. How you paid? I own you. No.
Yeah.
No, it all works. So I am be sending out some sponsorship letters to some different people to kind of drum up some more advertising to make all this grow and make this podcast fun for everybody.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's going on. So if you don't see your name on there and you're still wanting to be part of the podcast, I'll send you a letter and spell it all out for you, and you can decide at what level you want to participate.
There you go.
So Tech Corner, Darren, what's on your mind for Tech Corner this week?
I kind of want to talk about the burping of the fish, burping the catfish.
Burping the catfish.
This time of year, we seem like we're catching our fish deeper.
Yes, sir.
So they're coming up and they're full of air, and you're having to burp them.
What does that mean?
So you've got air in their belly, basically, and you've got, because they're coming up from down below, and their swim bladder, the air in them is expanding. So when we get them up here, and if it's a fish you're calling, or you're just going to let it go because it's too big, or you're going to throw it in your live well, it's got air in its stomach.
You can tell. You push that stomach.
Yeah,
it's like hard.
Solid. Yeah. And they want to just float. So you got to get some method to get that air out of them. I carry on the boat, you've seen it, I've got 3 different little clear plastic tubes that we stick down their throat, and you can hear the air come out. It sounds like a big fart or a big burp. And I couldn't get, I was trying to talk Stoney into sucking on one end while we were putting the tube down the other end. He didn't want to do it. I told him it worked great, but he didn't believe me for some reason.
I'm like, I looked, I'm like, really? You mean you got to, no, I ain't doing that.
But yeah, I mean, we've got to do it. We've got to take care of these fish. We're catching a lot of fish. I mean,
Yes.
we probably caught, I'm going to guess 30 fish,
Yes, I would say it was.
close to 30 fish, and we're only keeping 3. So we got to take care of all those fish that were even the ones we're throwing back.
Yep.
So we have fish to catch next time.
Absolutely.
So I'm just kind of curious what other people use for their burping.
I've seen PVC pipe used.
Right.
The key with the PVC is around those edges so they're smooth, so you're not cutting the throat of the fish down. Just
Right.
use some sandpaper
How's that
around
go?
it. Around those edges, even the tube, if you're going to use a rubber tube, is around the edges a little bit so because it can be smooth when you put it down. And the other thing that we use is we bounce them on top, put them on your lap and bounce them a little bit, almost like a baby, right?
Yeah.
You got to bounce a little air, and you'll hear it. It comes out and it stinks, and sometimes they're throwing fish up, and
Oh yeah.
but there's different ways to do it. Rubbing their belly, massaging them, rub them back and forth on your leg, so your leg is going up and down in their belly, and all of a sudden you'll just see that big old air come out.
Yeah.
Their belly gets smaller, and they'll get lively in that live well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just got to take care of them.
Yes.
Definitely got to take care of them.
So fish conservation is huge. I think I've got a video out on the Old Farts fishing page of how to burp a fish, and I think Anthony was showing how to do it. There's plenty of videos. Just go Google it, YouTube it. There's plenty of videos on how to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do
definitely do it.
More than one way to do it. Put them over your shoulder and put them like a baby.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes. Just burp them.
And if anybody's ever sucked the air out of the other end, let us know.
Out of the other end?
Yeah.
The back end?
Yeah.
No. Well, I heard that's how you check the sex of that fish is
Sucking on the other
You got to stick your finger in that other end, and you can tell. I just don't know what you're looking for, so I never tried it. If you know how to tell the sex of a catfish, let me know. Because honestly,
definitely.
how do you tell the sex of a catfish?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? I don't know. Honestly,
I think some of those big ones you come bring in that their heads are all just.
Well, you get the
big
ones that are really dark, like dark gray. Are those the males? You get the ones that are a little yellowish looking. Are those the males or females? If it's anything like any other species, it's like the males are usually the prettier ones,
colorful,
like ducks, right? The mallards got the green. That's the male. The ugly ones are the females.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the ugly ones are the I don't know.
Yeah.
never really tried to figure out how to figure. I know like on striper you can tell pretty easily, and especially during spawn because
Yeah.
they make a mess of your deck.
Yeah.
Which I think I told you before that was sunscreen, and I don't know if you believe me or not.
No,
Try
but
that
I'm
sunscreen.
definitely going to be bottling some up and selling it. So
Oh my
if
god!
you want some striper sunscreen,
It'll be an old farts fishing fight. FPF 300. Just put this sunscreen all over. Guaranteed not to get
oh no,
sunburnt.
yep,
No. Anyway, we
Yeah.
digress.
yeah. Definitely got to take care of the fish.
Yeah.
Be interesting to know how to find out what the sex is. That would be interesting.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never thought. I guess I'm gonna have to be googling that tonight. Is how do you? You gotta be careful what you Google.
yeah, you do. Yeah,
Anyway, so yeah, great turnout for the tournament.
yeah.
What else?
I don't know. I can't think of anything right offhand.
Yeah, let's look at the comments. I'm kind of
Yeah.
looking at anything in there. I see I see something about Ben's wiener.
Yeah.
He loves to shove hot dogs down their throat until they're all full.
Something about it. Belly full of Ben's wieners.
Oh no,
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
we
Is that the
burped
Bar
some-
S wieners? I'm hoping.
Maybe. Brandon the boy, we burped some 3 times. Yeah, we had some. We had to burp a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, we had one fish that we thought we burped, and we thought we swam down. We looked up, and nope, we had to actually pull our lines up, go get him,
Yeah.
put him back in the net, put him back on the boat. We spent some time and got him in a live well and got him swimming around. And then when we let him go, he took off.
Yeah.
So-
you did good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even took care of a couple fish at the dock that got released at the dock, and we took care of them though. We got them. We burped them, and another one we burped twice at the dock.
And Ben's got some experience. He says to take your finger, put it in the butthole, and feel around for the balls. So apparently, I don't know if that's from experience or if that's from.
Well, we're gonna have you try that, Stoney.
No, I ain't gonna do that. Well, Ben, make a video. I want to see.
Just make sure Fish and Game or PETA's not around.
Oh, speaking of Fish and Game, so we did have Fish and Game show up.
Yes. Yeah.
Which we know they will show up at any time, and people had a lot of speculations on, well, why is Fish and Game there? So if there's a question, just ask.
Yeah.
So I asked them, "What are you doing here?" not that way, but in a nice way. Just hey man, what's your name? What's your name?
Yeah.
My name's Tony. Asked his name, right? Just talked to him a little bit, and why is he here? And he just said, hey, he saw it on the list of tournaments, because they look at the list. You can see it. You can go to DFW website and see who has permits, who doesn't have permits.
Right.
And so I'm sure they're doing their homework to see who's on the water. And so he saw a permit. He says they've gone to the bass tournaments or to the bass tournaments as well as some of the crappie tournaments that had never seen a catfish one.
Yeah.
So he wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah.
So he came out and saw it, and then we talked to him at the end. Jake and I took a picture with him,
Yep.
and I needed something to throw darts at later, but
It's good to see him there.
no, it was good. We chatted and just wanted to ask him at the end anything that we were concerned about, anything you see that and he says no, everything was great. It looks like everybody had a great time, and
Yep.
nobody got ticketed for anything, and
It's perfect.
so I don't mind seeing the game warden there.
That
I
means
have nothing
everybody's
to hide.
got their stuff together, and
and that's the thing.
I know. What was it? Hook 'em Big. They had to spend a whole day trying to make sure everything was right with their boat.
Yeah, they had a fiasco on between registration and this,
Yeah.
they had a long drawn out. They could have basically just said, "I'm done,"
Yeah.
just not even show up. But hey, they put in the work and
Yeah. Put in some miles.
put in some miles.
Put in some miles and
get
some
everything.
work, and you got to pay that stupid ass California luxury tax on your boat. And,
Doesn't matter what you
Yeah.
say that thing's worth. They're gonna
Yeah.
assess it on.
yeah,
what they want.
they don't even need to look at your boat. They're going to tell you what your boat's worth. But they did great though. I mean, they got it done. They had the drive to get it done. They had the ambition, and
Yeah.
they were still there, and they got it done. So, yeah, kudos to them.
And that's what tournament fishing is about. It's very different to go out with your boys and have a good time, have a few beers and cook some food and just hang out and everybody's having a blast.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same thing with a little bit of competitive edge. But that's what separates out some of these teams is can you compete?
Yeah.
Can you not beat yourself?
Yeah.
right? I think that's the biggest challenge. You get in your own head, and you start trying all these different baits, and there's so many places to go to catch fish, and especially when you go to the lake a lot, you have a lot of places to go. Well, you're on a set time, and the fish move.
Yeah.
So, did we make the right call? How long do I beat this spot up? At what point do I say I got to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Right, and when you got 3 guys on a boat to get you all 3 to agree can be a challenge at times.
It can be.
We didn't have the challenge. We worked it out, and we had roles, and everybody knows how to do everything on the boat. It's not like there was just one person. Well, you guys were doing all the heavy work. I was just pushing a little button back and forth.
Hey, you were doing a great job netting those fish.
I could get them in the net, but then, you saw that one video I posted where I got him in the net, and I couldn't lift him because it was so much pain. I'm lifting. I got him just off the rail. He jumped out.
Yeah.
But he was still hooked, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we ended up hooking him again, and then I just had and then you grabbed the net, or Anthony just pulled the net in, but I couldn't even lift
We
him
got
into
it
the
worked
boat.
out. Yeah,
But,
it was good. It's fun. I enjoy the new team.
I'm glad because we're stuck now.
Yep.
No, excited. We'll see how many of these I can finish. So talked to the doctor today, and still no date, but we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. And Eric had a birthday. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric had a birthday. Thank you guys all that wished him
Eric's getting old.
a happy birthday. He went out and did some fun things that weren't catfish related. We've opened Eric's eyes up to a whole nother world of catfishermen.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He was probably happy to get away from it for a weekend.
'cause everybody's all, "Where's Eric? Where's Eric?" I'm like, "Oh, he's celebrating his birthday. He's having a good time, not out here filming a bunch of old catfishermen and all the drama that goes along with them." But speaking of Catfish Wars, he is working on it. We're chugging away. We keep saying this. It's like I just watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High again yesterday, but I will serve no bud before it's time or something. I don't remember what that line was, but I will serve no beer before it's time.
You know what's funny about that? I still have some footage I got to get to you, Eric.
Better hurry up. It's going to be cut out. But no, I'm getting Eric to be pumping on that catfish. We got a few more things we got to tighten up, and we want to get that thing done. I think the direction that we're going is it's probably going to be a series. I don't know, because we talked about a series, we talked about a movie, but based on the amount of footage and the storyline where it's going, I think it's going to be a little mini series.
Nice.
We'll can it that way and then sell it to Netflix.
Perfect. Make millions.
I'm hoping so, that someone's going to get paid.
Or at least get a free boat out of it.
My mom always said there's nothing in life is free, and nothing in life worth keeping is free.
No.
You'll pay.
Oh, yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
You always pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
When Kevin's talking about the fish, it's like, man, it sounds like a few women I used to date. It's like the same logic goes into dating that it does fishing.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
So what's your plans the rest of the week? I got ISC show that I'm doing with Kevin starting probably tomorrow, Tuesday. Tuesday, got a few things to button up and get ready for ISE. We will have some merch. I've got a bunch of hats and shirts and stuff that I'll be taking to the ISC show to sell. Or you can go to the oldfartsfishing.com online store, and there's a bunch of shirts and hats and things up there that you can purchase as well. Lots of different cool little designs. But yeah, ISC show is going to be a blast. I'm going to make as much of it as I can. Don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll be there. We are going to do some filming on Saturday, walking around doing some interviews. So if you see us at the ISC show, hit us up and we'll come by your booth and do a little quick interview. And we'll be filming the seminar, so people that didn't make it will be able to see all the information Kevin's going to share. So
Nice.
Anyway.
Yep. I've got a little bit of planned up. I got to dig some ditches at the house this weekend.
Digging ditches.
Yeah. Trying to get some power into that new shop, permanent power.
Your big old shop, Mayhew Makers, is open for business.
Yes.
So you need some work done. Definitely go check out Mayhew Makers.
Yep.
And he just worked on Richard's boat.
Yeah.
He did work on my boat, a couple times. He fixed broken, I don't even know what it's called, the little tower thing that your crank is on.
Oh, your winch.
A winch, a winch tower thing.
Winch mount.
It was actually cracked from an accident that happened like a year before that. Never even know it was cracked until all of a sudden I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But I think that's when that thing got
Kind
broke.
of makes you really want to look over your boat and your trailer a little more when you're doing,
Well, that's the thing. It's like I used to when I was a kid. I used to wash my car all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's just something my dad taught me. My big piece of shit cars growing up. Sometimes I'd still wash them.
Yeah.
Well, the reason you're washing them is you're touching them, you're looking at them, you're looking at your lights, your lug nuts, your tires, you're making sure there's nails or this. And it's just more of I'm cleaning it, but I'm also inspecting it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get away from that with their boats and especially their trailers, is they're all looking at their boat and they forget their trailer.
Yes.
I had the same thing. We had to replace the bunks.
Yep. And I'll be replacing my bunks here pretty soon because looked at my trailer and they're getting a little bit loose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do the maintenance. It's better to take care of the maintenance ahead of time while you're not having to do it on the side of the road.
Yes, for sure.
You still using film? Yes, Dan, we are still using film. So Catfish Wars Season 2, which is basically this season, it'll be in a abridged version of what we did the first year. And honestly, the reason is I need funding. This takes money to do. And this is why we're doing the sponsorship. We're doing paid advertising. The money's got to come in to make all this stuff happen. So the more funds we can raise through sponsorships, we can then continue to grow the Catfish Wars trilogy. I don't know what you're going to call it.
Yeah.
What do you call Star Wars when they've got the whole
Series.
there's a name for it.
It's a reality TV show.
No, but
That
Star
one.
Wars has their whole big thing.
That's a
trilogy.
trilogy, yeah.
Saga. It'll be the Catfish Saga. It takes money, though. It takes
does.
funding to make that happen. And so we're hoping to get there, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're at the top of the hour, almost right to the T. You got like 30 seconds, 45 seconds left. Thank you guys for calling in and being part of the Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast. Any final words?
No, just stay safe on the water.
Stay safe on the water, and we will be filming Real Talk with Kevin Brock on Thursday. Now, this is what I got to figure out, is we're going to be at ISC show. Do we film from ISC and do it live from the ISC, or are we going to pre-record it? I don't know, but stay tuned to figure out. I'm thinking I want to try to do it live from ISC. I'll do it right from my phone. Software is the same,
There you go.
but don't know how well it will work, but we're going to give it hell and find out.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for watching. And we will see you next week. And don't forget to share those fishing pictures with us. And then give us your feedback. Let Jake know how you thought the tournament went. Let me know. Send us a message. If there's anything we need to improve, just let us know, and we'll try to implement. But no rule changes.
Nope.
We can do enhancements, but no changes.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Get
Thanks,
registered.
everybody. Get registered. Hey, to Blair.